Hi, happy Wednesday. We're here again for yet another live drawing party, and I hope you drew along with me yesterday and prepared your page like I did with a little bit of watercolor. So my page currently looks like this, and I just sort of randomly grabbed a pen from my stash of art supplies, which is right over here. The art supplies are here and there. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And those are my sketchbooks over there. So that's a whole row, and that's not all of them. So just a little tour. So I grabbed a pen because I wanted something a little bit bold to go on top of that watercolor wash that I made yesterday. So I wanted a black pen. I could just use one of my fountain pens, but I decided I wanted to use something different, and then I found this pen. It's a So it's a Pigma pen, graphic. It has archival ink, and that means that it's waterproof. Not that I'm going to put any wet media on top, but it can be handy. And I think it's called graphic because it has this tip that is like a sort of a brush pen, but not really. I'll show you. Let's just draw. Let's draw. Let's use that pen and draw. All right. Let's put this here. Okay. Well, I sound like a broken record if you're watching this every day, but if you are making stuff along with me, I love it. So if you want to share it with the world and with me and with Sketchbook Skool, then use the hashtag SBS Drawing Party. You can tag me as well if you like, especially in your stories, because those are great to reshare. And follow Sketchbook Skool if you aren't doing that already. And also tell your friends about this party. Let's have a party with all of the world, all your friends. The more the merrier. So so this is the pen, the Pigma Graphic 1. I think there might be different sizes. I don't know. I don't even know when I bought this or why, just because pens are great to buy. It gives you a little fix of a creative push, and then you use it and then you forget about it, right? Isn't that right with pens? Anyway, I'll use it today. You don't need to get up to find your subject today, because, and I know a lot of you will be like, oh, do we really? Yes, we do have to do this. We're drawing our hands. Let's draw our hand. I realize that you can't see all of it, but I don't think that really matters, that you don't really need to see my hand to draw your own, because I want you to draw your hand, not mine. But I'll zoom out a little so that at least you can see a bit of it. So I'll just put my hand, relax it next to my page, and then I start drawing. Draw along with me, please. We have about 10 minutes. So let's do this thing. And you know what? Yes, hands are hard. I am not quite sure why they are, but they are. So, but that doesn't mean that you should not draw them at all. Because if you don't draw them, what happens? You never learn. So this is not my hand. Just in case you were wondering, this is my sleeve, just to start somewhere. And I think I am actually I just sort of decided to use a continuous line, which helps me to create the outline, at least for this hand. And I have to look around the camera a little bit because it's in my view. It's not very handy. Sorry for the pun. Very punny. And by using that continuous line, I'm kind of sort of distracting myself from thinking, is this right? Or am I actually drawing in the right proportions? And, I'm just trying to follow the outline with my eyes, or the outline. And by that, I have drawn that whole shape with a little bit of extra, which are these wrinkly bits in my hands. And now I can, it will be easy to fill in the rest. So I just look at the negative spaces that I see. So those are the spaces, the background that I see between my fingers. There's just the tiniest gap over here. And then I actually see a part of this finger over here. Something like so. And I have to say, this kind of drawing is really relaxing, because you have to hold your hand still, you have to relax it, and this is a model that will always be there for you. It won't be offended if you make it look crooked or weird. It's just your hand, and you can draw it again and again and again. If you're not happy about it, you just turn the page and draw another hand, or draw something completely different. But I think, I often hear people say, oh, hands are so horrible to draw, so hard to draw. I always kind of avoid drawing them. When I draw people, I just, have them put their hands behind their backs. Well, that's a way to deal with it. But I think it is much less frustrating if you're struggling with a certain subject, to then just practice it. At least if you think it will bring you joy if you can draw it. So I'm adding just a little bit of shading with some hatching lines. I don't know if this pen is the best tool for it, because it's a pretty fat pen, but it's kind of working. I also see that I made my wrist huge. It's massive. It's a very interesting hand. But it's okay. It's my hand, and I can draw it again if I'm not happy about it. But I actually am happy about it. I really like the wrinkles, the way I captured those. And I tried to capture my weird thumb, my club thumb, that not many people have, but I do. Don't even know what it means to have one, but apparently everybody who does have these strangely shaped thumbs, we recognize each other immediately, and often we give each other a thumbs up even if we don't know each other at all. Interesting side note. So I'm also drawing the background here, and let me also just get back into that meditative mood that this gives me, and I'll draw the lines that are actually on the cover of this accordion book. So I forgot to look up the color of this paint. The granulating, it's some kind of aqua thing, I think. It's not very helpful, is it? I did, yesterday someone asked me to share the link. I didn't know what they meant, but I think it was the link for the stand that or the clip that I use, no, the stand that I use for my camera setup, my phone setup. I don't have a link. I bought this in a shop, believe it or not, in a physical shop for photography and videography types of stuff. And it's a Manfrotto. That's the brand, Manfrotto. I'm sure you can get this online. It's a flexible arm, I think it's called. Sorry, you'll have to Google this. Anyway, this is my flexible arm. And the drawing of the hand. Very interesting. Drawn in perspective with my head like over here, peeking under the phone. And I will also date this. It is April 1st, and we didn't even do an April Fool's Day joke. And I think this is number 11. Is it? I'll have to check. Let's take a look at what we made so far, or what I made so far. That was day 1. That was day 2, drawing the view. 3, a continuous line drawing like we did now. This was number 9, a few days ago. This was number 4, a corner in the living room. And number 5 was something from the fridge. 6 was draw your feet. Today was draw your hand. Number 7 was on Thursday. Drawing something with your left hand or with your non-dominant hand. And this was Friday, number 8. And yesterday we did the what I wore today thing. I didn't number it. So what did I say? Is it 11? Yes, it is 11. Okay. Now I'm lost. It is number 11. Okay, well, that was a lot of work for just 2 digits. Okay, so did you draw your hand? I hope you did. Even though maybe you find it really difficult, do a bunch of hands then. Just draw a whole bunch of hands. Hold your hand in different positions. Do it again and again and again. And the more you practice, the easier it gets. So that's my tip for today. Draw Tip Wednesday. Practice, practice, practice. Okay, draw. Have some fun today. Make sure you get your fix of creativity, and have some fun using your sketchbook and any kind of tool. That was my 15 minutes of creativity for you, with you. Thank you for joining me again. I really enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow, and have a good day. Bye.